Well, look, we just saw you, some of the video of you wearing your short shorts, running track, hitting the high hurdles. So why the decision to pursue the career as a punter?
When I was a little shorty, I was watching a game between the Baltimore coach and somebody else. They were in old Memorial Stadium. It was raining, cold, muddy, and bloody. But the punter came out with a clean white uniform on. He kicked the ball, and he went back to the bench. And I said at a very young age, that's what I want to do, and that's what I want to be.
Smart man. Smart man. All right, so let's talk a little bit, though, about FAMU and what FAMU meant to you. Your brother Vince, growing up in St. Louis, one of my favorite baseball players of all time with the St. Louis Cardinals. But what about the experience at FAMU and how that shaped you, not only as a player, but to what you're doing now and some of the things you do off the field?
Very quick story. We played somebody, I can't remember who it was, had a fairly decent game. I go back to my English class. My English teacher was Sadie Gaither. That's the wife of the legendary coach Jake Gaither. And all the kids were giving me high fives and all this stuff. And she said, well, are you that boy that was kicking that ball? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, well, why didn't you tell me that? I said, Miss Gaither, I'm just coming to class to do what I'm supposed to do, just to get my lesson. She said, when is your study hall? I said, it's Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night. She said, well, you come to my house every Wednesday night because you're going to graduate and you're not going to be like the rest of the boys from Jacksonville. And I had to go to her house every Wednesday night to make sure that I got my homework, to get my assignments in on time. And in walks Jake. And he says, well, hell, Sadie, what is he doing here? And she said, Jake, you get your behind on back over there where you're going and leave this baby alone because he's going to graduate. And I'm in the den of Jake Gaither with all of the pictures of Willie Gallimore and the great Bob Hayes and the late, great Ken Riley. And I'm saying, man, this is HBCU experience at its best. I had so many people who came along and nurtured me and helped. Nobody gets to the top by themselves. My track coach, Bobby Lang. I got my high school track coach, James Day, here today. A&M prepared me not only for life as an athlete, but life as a citizen. I can't say enough about my experience at FAMU.
Right on. And I swear, if you told me she was going to tell you to bring your uniform to wash, I was going to call you on that right there. One thing that's interesting, Greg, you're working with the Black College Football Hall of Fame to establish a fund for minority players and kickers, and one of your pupils, I believe, is here tonight, Presley Harvin, black punter from Georgia Tech, who was drafted by the Steelers. What about that impact? You showing the way for another black punter, helping him make a roster, and just the fact that somebody can emulate and idolize you in that regard.
Well, I think Presley had to leave, but I think I'm going to use his platform to shine the light on the darkness of that position. Because years ago, Doug and Shaq and so many other great quarterbacks dispelled the myth that African Americans couldn't play that position of quarterback. Well, there's only been a trickle of black punters and kickers throughout the history of the league. I know my history is starting with, some great men who came before me. I was not the first man to put a black foot on a brown ball, but at that position that I was not charged to do anything else but punt and kick. And if someone can emulate what I did, if I can encourage another young brother that, yes, they can, then that's what I'm going to do. We're going to establish, my wife and I, Eleanor is here, we're going to establish a grant to send punters and kickers, one punter, one kicker, to some of these camps where coaches and scouts are there so they can hone their craft, where they can get better. Because the NFL gets a halfway pass this year with COVID and all this stuff, but I'd be damned if I'm going to give them, did I just say that? That I'm going to give them another excuse that they can't find talent at HBCU schools. So we're going to send these kids to hone their craft to get better, because I'm telling you, personally, is going to do well in the NFL. Another former punter, Marquette King, the kid was all pro. Somebody put some nasty out on him, but the kid can punt. And he needs to be in the National Football League right now. And I'm going to do whatever I can to shine a light. Because, see, if you shine a light in a dark room of roaches, they all scatter. So that's what we're going to do for punters and kickers in the National Football League.
Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Coleman, Black College Football Hall of Famer, class of 2021.